As the co-leader of Jockey Club CoolPlay project, Dr. Brad Chan would also like to share the latest development and findings of early STEM in Hong Kong. May I now once again invite Dr. Brad Chan to share with us more about Jockey Club CoolPlay project. Dr. Chan, please.
Sure, thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Flee and Professor Chan's insightful presentation, eye-opening opportunity for us to learn more about how STEM is implemented in Australia and in United States. So today I would like to take this opportunity to share a little bit more about the Jockey Club CoolPlay project, which we stand on the shoulders of the giants like Professor Flee and Professor Chan. And let's get started. As I mentioned, I'm the co-leader of the project, and I'm currently working in Yu Chung College of Early Child Education. So this is what we are going to say. I understand, the time is very limited, so I will only highlight the key points of our project. So first of all, we wonder why we want to focus on STEM in early child education. As some of the audience has mentioned in their chat, there's so many other important issues, topics that people want to teach in early child education, but why STEM? So first of all, STEM exploration happens naturally. You cannot stop them. You cannot stop any child exploring STEM. This is a part of their natural inclination. And second, we all know that early investment in STEM pay off. As you can tell, all the big tech companies in the world, they're earning so much money. And we also want our next generation to be prepared for this high-tech economy in future. Because if you are not prepared for this, you will be outdated and you will certainly cannot find a good job in the future. So this is very important for kindergarten teachers today. And finally, we also know that children's attitudes towards STEM is shaped at the young age. So the earlier we build and shape their attitudes, the higher the chances that we will succeed. So that's why we want to do STEM in early child education. And you may wonder, what is Jockey Club CoolPlay project? So this project is donated by the Hong Kong Jockey Club Charity Trust, 29 million Hong Kong dollars. And the project is organized by Yu Chung College of Early Child Education and the Vocational Training Council in Hong Kong. And our project, we aim to spark young children's STEM interests and also integrate STEM learning in early child education. And finally, we also want to build the capacity of parents, teachers, and community to support children's STEM learning. And our beneficiary cover a lot of children, family, more than 1,200 children and their families. And we also train 400 plus teachers and principal. And just in terms of the tier training section, we have almost more than 140 something teacher training sections for pre-service teachers and in-service teachers. And also we have 20 participating schools. And for the parent engagement section, we have a lot of them, more than 172 parent education sections. And today we will talk more about the Jumpstarter series, which is the very innovative STEM learning resources for children, parents, and teachers. And why is the project special, you may wonder? So there's so many projects about STEM in Hong Kong and worldwide. Why CoolPlay is the one that you need to know and you need to learn? So first of all, our project, we are based on the state-of-art theories and practices worldwide. For example, we will tell you more. We are inspired by Professor Fleer's play well concept, and also Professor Chan's STEM education from the Ericsson Institute. And also our development team, we tailor-made everything by our local experts for Hong Kong students based on local and also overseas experience. So we make sure that, yes, we tailor-make everything by Hong Kong experts for Hong Kong students, but we also take the good advantage of overseas experiences. Just like I said, we stand on the shoulders of the giants. And next, we have a complete ecosystem. We do not just separate school, parents, and community. We have the integrated, a complete ecosystem covering homeschool and community. And finally, we also naturally integrate STEM into play-based learning and also everyday life experience. We do not just separate STEM. We do not make STEM as a separated class from the regular curriculum, just like many local kindergartens do. We feel that a holistic approach is the best approach. And we also have the guiding principles, which is based on Ericsson Institute. So there are 4 guiding principles, and we'll have strategies and also example follow these principles. So the first principle, we understand children need adults to develop their STEM inclinations. So just like what we learned in our tier training, scaffolding is the key. So we need knowledgeable adults to facilitate, to guide children to learn STEM, which makes sense. And another thing I want to point out is representation and communication are the central to STEM learning, just like what Professor Chen has mentioned in her presentation. So we want to visualize children's thinking, make their thinking can be seen, can be heard, can be felt. And we offer a rich variety of ways for children to feel that. For example, we have the science journal for children to record down the weather so that they can draw, they can write, they can use any kinds of representation to make sure that their thinking, their thought process can be documented. This is a part of good learning. And then we also agree that adults' beliefs and attitudes about STEM will affect children's belief and attitudes. So that's why Professor Chen mentioned, teachers, they feel a little bit scared about teaching STEM. This kind of lack of confidence will affect children. So we want to make sure that parents, teachers, and community, you are a confident learner. If you are not a confident learner, children, they will not become a confident learner. And finally, STEM education is not culturally neutral. That's why we need to tailor-make for Hong Kong's context. We cannot just copy and paste from the Ericsson Institute's curriculum or the play well concept from Australia. It will not work. We want our Hong Kong's context. So that's why, based on these guiding principles, we have different strategies. We want to build up the capacity of parents and teachers as the knowledgeable adults for scaffolding. And next, we want to have rich representation and communication. This includes science journal, role play, art, to make sure that children, their thinking can be seen, felt, and heard. And then we want to enhance the self-efficacy, the confidence of parents and teachers. And finally, we want to develop the cultural appropriate STEM learning resources, which we name Jumpstarter for our Hong Kong learners. So actually, we have 4 major deliverables. First of all, the Jumpstarter, which I will elaborate. This is a 3-in-1 STEM learning resources for children, parents, and teachers. And then we also have teacher training, both pre-surface and in-surface training. Then we have the parent engagement section, because we know that learning STEM at home is also a part of their learning journey, particularly now in new normal. Children, they spend a lot of time at home. So why not learning more about STEM? And finally, we have community of practice. We also want to engage the community to do STEM with our young children. And talking more about Jumpstarter, this is a 3-in-1 holistic design for each Jumpstarter. First of all, we have children's book, just like Professor Fleer's Play Well concept. We want to start their STEM exploration by old-fashioned but very effective storybook, because it gives us a meaningful context for children to engage in STEM exploration. And we write the storybook just for Hong Kong children to make sure that the context fit for Hong Kong children. And then we have Parents Guide. We want to help parents to know how to do STEM at home. It's slightly more step-by-step, tutorial for parents, because most of parents, they do not have the teacher training. So we want to give them a more guided instruction. But for teachers, we know all of you, you already got your teacher training, you know how to do your teaching. So we want to give you more examples about doing STEM in your own classroom, and feel free to adapt this into your own classroom practices. And we also want to talk more about our design behind the Jumpstarter. We have the mascot Jockey. It is a cow, and she had a lot of adventures, so some silly adventures, so that it will help children to, get into this STEM exploration. So Jockey wears a denim dress, with a notebook and a pencil in her pocket, and also a gear-shaped hair clip on her head. So Jockey is not a typical, the little girl wearing the pink dress is, a girl who wished to explore STEM. And why Jockey is a girl, as Professor Chan has mentioned, a lot of female teachers or girls, young children, they feel that, STEM it seems that it's something for boys. But no, we believe that both boys and girls, they're equally capable to be STEM experts. And we want to make Jockey a girl to inspire children, boys and girls, to develop an interest in STEM and can make the world to be a better space. And also we have also the big idea concept. A big idea covers an interconnected STEM concepts. So it's a collection of STEM concepts, but it is meaningfully categorized under a big idea. So this big idea is derived from the next generation science standards from the United States. And talking a lot of Jumpstarter, I know, because of time limit, I really want to share the Jumpstarter with you. So the entire collection, 25 issues of Jumpstarters, they will be made available for public next year. But before that, for the participants today, once you complete the post-conference questionnaire, we will email you the e-version of Jumpstarter, the Mid-Autumn Festival version for you through email. So please complete our post-conference questionnaire so that we can send you the Jumpstarter, so that you can take a look how the Jumpstarter looks like. To give you a peek of the Jumpstarter, the Mid-Autumn Festival version. So this is our one of the many Jumpstarters. And also in the Jumpstarter, we cover a lot of activities. For example, in this teachers guide. Actually, we also help teachers to decorate their classroom. I understand, Hong Kong, we have a very limited space. We want to do, a lot of outdoor STEM exploration, just like in Play World. But we also understand the space in Hong Kong's classroom is very tiny. But it doesn't mean that we cannot do this kind of role play imagination. For example, there is an example, we can decorate the class bear according to the weather, because the big idea is weather. So according to the weather, if it is a rainy day, we can dress up the bear with rain clothes. And also we can also help the children to cut down the pictures from the magazine about people outside a sunny, cold, or rainy day. Help them to make their weather journal. These are something that we feel that in the context of Hong Kong, we can still do STEM exploration. We do not need the gigantic space. In a tiny little corner in the classroom, we can still do STEM. So these are some of the examples that I want to share. So also according to the spectrum of the playful STEM, which mentioned by Professor Fleer, for our project, we are mainly somewhere in between in the spectrum. More or less, we are focusing on the guided play. We understand for the more free part, we have the free play or self-directed play for young children. And for our 4 key deliverables, the parent engagement, community of practice, because for parents to do STEM at home, they don't need to have a curriculum, so that for free play, self-directed play, they can have more opportunity to do something like that because they don't have a curriculum at home. But for multi-training side, we want to have a more structure. So that's why we will focus on guided play and also games with rules. But overall, for our CoolPlay, we mainly focus on the guided play because we feel that this is something that we can, adapt. If your kindergarten has more opportunity to do the more free play, then why not? You can tune it into a more free play. But if your local kindergarten, want to have more structure play, you can further adapt our jump starter, our teacher training, parent engagement, etc., to a more structure with more rules, regulation to make it as a game or even for a playful instruction. So this is something that we want to inspire our local kindergarten teachers. So our CoolPlay model is not a one model that we ask 1,000 kindergartens in Hong Kong to follow. Instead, we want to inspire you. So that's why we call our learning resources Jump Starter. We want to inspire you. We want to help you to develop your school-based curriculum. So I hope this spectrum help you to navigate your style, your kindergarten style. So we more or less in between so that it will fit most of the context in Hong Kong. And also, we have more or less the structured parent engagement section. We have face-to-face online parent workshop and also the interactive video, which is already uploaded on our website. You can check our website, which I already put at the end of my slides. You can go to the parent zone. You can see our interactive video covering different interactive elements as I shown, so that while you're watching the video, you can also interact with the video to make sure that you can learn it more effectively through this video. So we also have a wide variety of community outreach program, like a carnival, which we helped last month. We have attracted a lot of parents to visit us in Kwun Tong. And also we have international webinar, just like what we do today. And we have a lot of upcoming public STEM workshops for teachers and for parents and for the public. So make sure that you check our website and our social media regularly, because basically we have this workshop every month. So make sure that you register for this workshop. And of course, we have the research. We mainly focus on parents and teachers advocacy, children's growth in creativity, problem solving, and learning attitudes. And also, we also have some interesting exploration about classroom settings for STEM. So these are our research. And finally, the takeaway message today we want to tell you is everyone can learn STEM and everyone can teach STEM. So don't feel that you are not a scientist, so you cannot teach STEM. In fact, we believe that everyone can teach STEM. You just need some training and then you are good to go. So trust yourself, you can do it. And finally, we are the first ever evidence-based STEM model in Hong Kong. We have widely acclaimed deliverables, Jumpstarter teacher training, and parent engagement. And we also tailor-make everything by our local experts, combining local and overseas experiences. And finally, we have our website, jccoolplay.hk, and you can also check our social media. You can find out our upcoming events. So I think that's my presentation today. And remember to fill in our post-conference questionnaire to get our Jumpstarter. And next year, we will release all the Jumpstarter to the public. So again, pay attention to our latest update. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Brett Chan. It is wonderful listening to your sharing and to gain a better understanding of the Jockey Club CoolPlay project. And if you have any feedback for our project, please feel free to WhatsApp, WeChat, or email us. You can also find the detailed information in the chat box.